All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and work this fraction out. So we notice that we're going to need some common denominators here, so we're going to take this step by step. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to multiply 4 over 4 times the 1/3 plus 3 over 3 times 3/4. In this case, I'd like to reduce this down, but I'm not going to be able to because while these could meet at 5, I don't want to reduce the 3 down to a decimal right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this by 2 over 2. And that's going to give me my 3/10 for, well, my tens for my common denominator. But I'm not going to have to worry about doing anything with this. Then we move on. Note, in this case, the 4 and the 2, I don't have to bring the 2 up. I can actually reduce this down. So I'm going to reduce this down to 3/2 minus 1/2. And then 1/3 plus 2/3. Note that I already have common denominator, so there's nothing I have to do. So in this case, we've got 4 times 1, 4, plus 9 over 12, divided by 2 times 2 is 4, minus the 3 over 10, times 3/2 minus 1/2 is 2/2, which we know is going to be 1 in just a moment. And of course, this is 3 over 3. All right, now from here, we know that our 4 plus 9 is going to give us 13 over 12 divided by 1 over 10 times our 2 over 2 divided by our 3 over 3. Now right away, we already know this is 1, so I can really just deal with this. But for the purpose of our example, we're going to stay with this. The idea is that these are actually grouped up together. So I'm going to treat this as 13 divided by 12 times 10 over 1 times 2 over 2 times our 3 over 3. Note that this is all multiplication. So I can work this out as 13 over 12 times 10 over 1 times 2 over 2 times 3 over 3. Note that this 12 and this 3, I'm able to reduce this down to a 4 and this to a 1. Note that this 2 and this 10, I can reduce this down to make this a 1 and this a 5. So at this point, I have 13 times 5 times 2 times 1. Well, I know that 5 times 2 is 10. 10 times 13 gives me my 130. 4 times 1 times 1 times 3 is 12. Now, you say, well, hold on, can I reduce? Well, absolutely. And I should have caught that the 4 and the 2 should have reduced. But in the event that I missed that, I can still, go ahead and come to here and realize that I still needed to reduce. And what I needed to do was reduce by 2. And I know this because these both end. If you end in a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, right, we're talking even numbers with our 0 here, I know I can divide by 2. So when I do that, I go ahead, I break this down. We're going to divide this one by 2 here. So we're going to get our 65 and our 6, just like that. And that makes sense because if I would have reduced at this point, it would have been 13 times 5, which is going to give me my 65, and my 2 times 3, which would have given me my 6. So even if you miss it, it's not over, all right?